Hi YouTubers, this is Jamie at Cook Creek Sheep Company in Washington State. And the reason I'm making this video is to show you how to make sheep coats. So you're asking maybe what's sheep coats, but a sheep coat covers the sheep to protect its fleece so that you can have a very marketable, clean fleece to send off to the processing mill to, whoops, sorry about that, or to enter into fairs and fiber festival wool shows and do well with judged fleeces. And that builds a name for your fleeces with fiber artists because they like to go to those types of events, and sometimes their fleeces are for sale and they can buy from you. And the third reason is to sell to the fiber arts community, which is, I live in the Northwest. It's a very robust community in the Northwest. So many knitters, weavers, crocheters, of course, and then, did I say spinners? Felters, and just wool process, people that like to process wool. So they're a knowledgeable group. They know breeds of sheep, characteristics of different wools, and they like clean fleeces. Now, sheep shouldn't be wearing clothing. I'm sorry, they shouldn't. But to pay the shearing bill, I put coats on my sheep that have the most marketable fleeces. And I do that because it's the difference between on a commercial market, like a wool buyer comes in and buys a whole pool of wool from a county of producers or a state. It's the difference between 35 cents a pound and $15 a pound. So if you grow a great product, the fiber art community will find you. They like the coat. They like the fleeces. So I make my own coats. I'm a DIY girl, so I have developed this pattern after purchasing some coats and kind of seeing what works well with my sheep and what doesn't, and morphing that design into my own. So here's the sheep coat. Front end, back end. Head goes through here. This is a chest panel here, a little rectangle. Coat is 2 rectangles is all. Here's the big rectangle. Some elastic in the neck over the back, so keeps out vegetable matter, VM. If you're feeding in the winter, alfalfa or something like that, it really helps a lot. And then around the back end, I put in some elastic so it kind of hugs the bottom because it's a round shape, right? And then there are 2 webbed straps at the back end. So this slips over their head, and then one at a time you put the feet through the straps. And so sheep, after they're sheared, of course they're a lot smaller because the fleece is off. So you need a couple sizes for each sheep. And so you have the smaller size that's going to fit them after shearing, and the elastic allows for some growth. And then as that fleece grows, you're going to put a little bigger coat on them. So you're going to need to make 2 or 3 coats per sheep. And you can buy these coats. If you have just a few sheep, buy the coats, you know, 25, 35 bucks. And plus shipping, it's probably a better investment for you. But I have around 40. I don't coat them all, just the most marketable, as I said before. And I kind of came up with this flexi design because they can wear them a little longer, you know. But you don't want these coats to get super tight, because the tip ends of the fleece will rub against the coat which is a kind of a rough material, is this Cordura. And it'll cut the fleece and lower the quality for, it'd be harder to process for a hand spinner. So you don't want that. You want to sell them a great product. So this is Cordura. I get it from Amazon. You can buy it in outdoor fabric stores because they make backpacks and stuff out of this kind of fabric. It's water resistant, but not waterproof, but it dries out really fast. Machine washable, dryable, although I like to hang mine on the line if the weather permits. And I wash them in hot water too, so because I want to get that lanolin out. They get really greasy. And so there's two things that we need to do for you to make a coat like this. And I thought we'd do a sew along, and we'll cut out fabric in the next video. I'm not great at making these videos, so be patient with me. But this time we're just going to talk about what you need to buy. So did I already tell you? I don't think I did. I get this on Amazon. $75 for 15 yards of this Cordura. And they sell it by weight, and it's called denier. So it's 400 to 600 deniers. I don't remember which one. I think I'll put that link over so you can go look it up for yourself. But this is for the coarse wool. If you have fine wool sheep, you want a lighter coat than this because they would caught even easier on those tips. They need a softer fabric. So these have to be tough. My sheep, they're tearing them up all the time out on the fences, the gates, something. And I'm patching them all the time. If you go out and look at my flock, all the coats are lots of patches, unless it's a brand new coat that I just finished sewing. So you need the Cordura. You need webbing for the straps. This is 1 inch wide. It's polyester. Don't buy cotton. You want it to be UV resistant, and this is at the nastiest part of the sheep, underneath their belly and back where they go to the bathroom and all that stuff. And it needs to be really, washable. Then I use the same webbing for those little, these are actually some scraps, but for those little reinforcements at the neck, or the chest. I keep saying the neck, I don't know why. Then you need some outdoor fabric, kind of like backpack stuff or knapsack. I don't know. Cording that's elasticized. You could use regular old elastic, or like a Joann's or something like that. I don't think that would hold up. I think this it holds up better. And again, I think I got this from Amazon. And maybe you know what? I just get webbing from all kinds of places. So wherever I can find it for a good deal. Now I like to DIY. That's why I make my own coats, but you can buy these coats. There are a couple companies online, and you can spend $75 or something like that and get 3 coats, So if you only had a couple sheep, that might be the way to go rather than buy 15 yards of fabric, because this isn't sold by the yard. You have to buy the whole 15 yards for the $75. All right. The other thing you need is some home deck fabric or thread. And this is 60 weight. It's Wonderfill is the company. And this is what my sewing machine guy said would work the best in my machine. So 60 weight up top through the needle. The bobbin is 40 weight. Same brand, Wonderfill Home Deck, 40 weight. The needle I use is a leather needle, and I use an 18 because my machine will handle an 18. It won't handle any bigger. But some home machines, this is kind of a heavy duty machine I've got. Some home machines will only go up to a 16 needle. I think you could get by with that as long as it's a leather needle, because this fabric's pretty tough, and when you start folding it over itself to make hems and things like that, you're going through double and triple, or when you're putting the web leg straps on, you're going through quite a bit of fabric. So that said, here's what I was thinking, is that we'll make this little series of videos. I'll show you, today is about getting your supplies, and I'm going to show you one little thing that homework that you need to do before you can start. And then next video we'll cut it out and I'll show you how I add hem allowance and things like that. And then the following video we'll sew a coat. Okay, so here's your homework. Measure your sheep. Take an average sheep, or one that you like the fleece on. She's got like crimp and pretty waves and you think somebody will want that fleece. Where the neck meets the body, get a tape measure and start there. Go to where the tail joins the body and write down that measurement for length. For width, you're going to go from where the front leg joins the body, right here, go up over the shoulders and down to the other side to where that leg meets the body again. That's the width that you need. Now that's a finished size. So we're going to have to add seam allowance, hem allowance, things like that for to have them fit properly. So that's it for now. I'll link all the stuff over there if I can. And I'm not a very advanced YouTube creator. I just thought these coats, I didn't find anything about coats on YouTube, and I thought it might be useful for somebody. And we can have a little sew along, okay? All right, if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'll put my website over there too, and you can go and use the contact form and email me or something, okay? All right, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.